Good day everyone, and welcome back to Ed's Garage at Merton Hyundai. Today we are looking at the beautiful 2022 Hyundai VELOSTER N with the dual clutch transmission, the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission. Very excited to take this one out for a spin. So come along with me on this ride. This is a great car, guys. So 260 foot-pounds of torque, at 275 horsepower out of this awesome little racing machine. Now this one, of course, being the full N, has the complete performance package. It's a 2-liter turbocharged engine. It's got that 8-speed wet dual clutch, and of course you've got improved suspension, improved dampening, larger wheels. You got the cool red calipers here, the N performance braking system, of course, and all of the other accoutrements, which I'll go over with you on this vehicle. What a great little vehicle, guys. So notice with the VELOSTER, if you haven't seen a VELOSTER before, you got the 2 doors on the passenger side and the 1 door on the driver's side. Let me close it all up here so you can get a better look at what it looks like. All right, so let's start with the features on the vehicle. Starting at the front of the vehicle, of course, being an N performance, you do have the N badge right on the front there. You got these awesome little jewel-like daytime running lights, and of course it is LED headlights as well, and they are a projection headlight. You've got the air curtain pass-through here, which actually increases the fuel efficiency, and then of course the front splitter, which will help a little bit for downforce on the front. It's not a huge front splitter, it's not obnoxious, but it does look really cool, especially with that extra little red stripe on there. Coming around to the side here, I mentioned the wheels a moment ago, so these are an aluminum alloy rim, and it's actually Pirelli P0s, really good tires on these. This is actually, believe it or not, the P0 is the same tire you'll find on things like McLaren 570 GTs and stuff like that. This is a 235, 35, 19-inch wheel, and they look awesome. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about these wheels, guys. You got the marker lights on the mirrors. You do have blind spot monitoring in the mirrors as well. You've got the proximity entry button. No little light on the inside of this one though. They don't have the light to light up the handle like some other Hyundais. You got that cool red stripe going along the bottom there. And of course, the cool spoiler on the back. A little bit of a carbon fiber look here. I'm not sure if that's real, I doubt it, but it looks like carbon fiber. So pretty nice big spoiler. Of course, that is N specific as well. Coming around the back here, we can see we've got LED tail lights. Let me flip those on so you can see what those look like. All right, so there's what the tail lights look like. Now keep in mind, they don't actually flicker like that in real life, okay? That's basically just a compatibility between the speed at which those are getting power and the refresh rate on the screen or on the camera. So in case you're wondering why it's flickering. All right, also on the back, of course, we have dual exhaust. Now these exhaust tips are huge. Check this out. That's my hand. Look at the size of that. That's a good 4 inches across there. And of course you got the coolest sort of little air dam on the back here as well. A couple of little vents here. Now these are not active vents. They don't actually do anything. It's just a styling cue, but they're not obnoxious. They look good. Now on the back of the VELOSTER, you have this neat little tab right here to open it up. And check it out, for a little race car, it's actually got a pretty good sized trunk. Now this one does have the premium audio system as well, so you've got the subwoofer there as well, which is kind of nice. Underneath the floor, no spare tire, but a good amount of storage. You got the pump there for your tire and a little spray that goes inside if you have a tire leak. And of course this does come out, and the seats fold down 60-40 split. All right, now while we're back here, we're going to set you up and I'm going to let you hear the exhaust. All right, so this is regular mode. Alright, going to switch to N mode. Going to move the mic back a little bit. Alright, switching to N mode. I probably shouldn't have had the microphone right behind it. You can see a little bit of water condensation that came out of the exhaust tips there. But man, doesn't that sound amazing? All that crackling and popping, just a cool little vehicle. All right, so this vehicle in Canada starts, it's about $41,000 plus your taxes and fees, of course. But you know what, man, it's a ton of car for the money. Let me show you some of the features on the inside. First thing I'm going to do is show you behind the driver's seat, because I've got the driver's seat placed where I would normally drive it. So let's jump in the back. Easiest way to do that, of course, is through the passenger side. All right, sitting in the back of the Veloster N. I mean, there's not a ton of room. I'm 6'1" and a bit. I got a little bit of room above my head here. I've actually got a decent amount of space in front of my knees, surprisingly, and the floor is actually quite flat, so I can put my feet underneath the front seat. The front seat does have a hard seat back, but what's interesting is it's actually covered in a nice soft foam and leather, so, or probably leather look, of course, but it is a solid seat back. So if you do have somebody sitting back here pushing their knees up into the back of the seat, you're not going to feel it as the driver. Now the back of the seats actually even look pretty cool. These of course are the N specific seats. They are a sport race seat, and I'll show you the front seat momentarily, but they look actually really cool from back here. You can see we've also got the blue seat belts for the, this is of course for the front driver and passenger, and then back here is mine. Really cool sort of N specific seat belts. Back here you do have two cup holders and a little storage compartment, but of course this is only a 4-seater. There is not a center seat right here, and no armrest in the middle, but there is armrests on the side here on the sort of non-existent door, and of course one on the door on that side. All right, so before I jump into the front, I'd like to show you, we do have a manual seat here. It is a height adjustable seat, but man, look at the bolstering on this thing. There's so much side bolstering. It's really gonna hold you and hug you in the seat when you're going around corners. Also, you'll notice on the dash here, we do have, as I mentioned before, the blind spot monitor. You also have lane keep assist and lane follow assist right there, which I'll show you in a little bit. Now, of course, keeping in tradition with you know, racy sports cars, we do have aluminum pedals and a nice big aluminum dead pedal on the left hand side here. You can see I wear a size 11, so there's actually quite a bit of space on that dead pedal. All right, so sitting in the front seat of the Veloster, I can tell you there is actually a ton of headroom. As a matter of fact, this seat can still go further down. Check this out. So if you're taller than me, it's not really going to be a huge issue. You can see you've got a good, I don't know, 6 inches above my head there, 5 inches maybe. And of course the seat height adjustment, which I'm going to raise a little bit because even me with a relatively lengthy 6'1", I still need to sit up a little bit higher. The visibility in this car, to be quite frank, isn't great. I mean, I can see out the rear window on the passenger side. On the driver's side though, I'm actually looking through the back sort of portion of my driver's window for checking blind spots. But of course you do have the blind spot monitoring and a really, really good backup camera. Check this out. So just like all other Hyundai vehicles, you got this nice, good quality backup camera, which you can adjust the brightness and contrast of. And of course you got the dynamic steering lines as well. It's a good clear image, good screen, basically the same system you'll find in other Hyundai products. Now looking down at the center console, you can see we've got a couple of luxuries. We've got heated seats up here and heated steering wheel, full 360-degree heated steering wheel. This beautiful sort of sport steering wheel with the perforated grips, the paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel here. You can see they're actually quite large. You go from here to here. Lots of space. All these buttons on here, not a problem. It's still heated steering wheel. You got the drive mode button right here and the N mode button here. So the N mode is something you can actually set. You can customize or just have sort of the regular N mode that the vehicle comes with. So if I press that button, you can see I can switch right in here between the different, let me zoom in for you. So yeah, if I press the N button, you can switch between N and custom. I'll get to that a little later. But let's check out some of the other features first. All right, so as I mentioned before, this is a DCT, but we can put it into a sort of manual mode by moving the shifter to the left. And of course, we can now shift with the paddles on the steering wheel, or simply by pushing the shifter forwards or backwards to switch to shift through that 8-speed gearbox. Up in front here, we've got a nice little storage compartment. There's actually quite a bit of space in there. We have a USB port, which will charge your phone, or a tablet. We've got another USB port which will charge your phone, but also links up to the instrument or the infotainment system. 12-volt outlet here. Now, linking up the infotainment system means that you can play music from a USB thumbstick or from your phone using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. However, check this out. It also has, if we go into the setup here, you can see it also has BlueLink. So if you have a cell phone with a BlueLink app, for 3 years free, you can remotely start the car, find it on a map, unlock the doors, lock the doors, all from the BlueLink app on your phone. There's also, if we go into device connections here, you can see, as I mentioned, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It's not wireless in this vehicle. For whatever reason, they haven't actually implemented wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay yet, but I'm sure that'll be coming within the next year or so. All right, before I get too far into the screen there, I just want to point out you do have automatic climate control. It's single zone. It's a pretty small vehicle, so dual zone wouldn't really do much, but you have single zone automatic climate control. And then from here up is all for the stereo. So, well, with the exception of the hazard button. So you got nice physical buttons for the stereo, as well as the navigation system. You got your volume knob here and your tuning knob there. And then of course an 8-screen touchscreen. It is an 8-inch touchscreen. It is a non-polarized screen, which means even if you're wearing sunglasses that are polarized, you'll still be able to see what's on that screen. We're going to get back to that a little later. First, I want to show you the mirror. You have the BlueLink controls up here, so call for roadside assistance, call for Google navigation assistance, and emergency assistance. And then up on the beautiful black headliner, you can see we've got the spot for your sunglasses there, as well as sun visors that have mirrors. They don't actually slide out though, but it's got the mirror there and the light, and then of course this side actually does slide out, sorry. So the passenger side doesn't slide out, but the driver's side does. And I guess that makes sense, because if you open up the passenger sun visor, well, yeah, now they should have made that slide out. That's too bad. All right, so let's have a look at the screen. So on the screen, first thing I want to show you is N mode. So if we bring up the N mode screen, check this out. You get your G-force meter, your performance timer, performance options where you can actually customize things, your oil temp, torque, and turbo information. Super cool. If I go into custom here, I can actually grab these little guys and just change them depending on how I want this vehicle set up for track. And what's really cool is it actually does a whole bunch of stuff. Check this out. It's got an electronically limited slip differential. You can have larger exhaust using the exhaust ports. I mean, there's a ton of customization in here, guys. If I go back and go into the G-force meter, for instance, I get this cool little graphic here that'll show me exactly how many G's I'm pulling when I'm going around corners and stuff. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to get too far into it, but basically this is where you can change all that stuff. Check this out, N-track sense shift. Yeah, it's a full-on race car, guys. And to be honest, you know, I know Hyundai's product really, really well. I'm not a race car driver. I don't know exactly how all of this stuff works, but there is a lot of customization in here, which is pretty cool. And I know it actually does have rev matching, both in the DCT as well as the manual. So basically what that means is just before it switches gears, it's able to match the revs with the speed of the it basically combines the engine and the transmission speed to match it, so it's a little bit quicker in shifting, switching gears and stuff like that. So pretty cool, but we need to take this thing out for a drive. So I'm going to go over a couple more things on the screen here. We do have on this race car a navigation system, which is pretty cool, and of course it gives you the 3D view as well. Same Hyundai navigation as in our other vehicles. It's a very, very good system. If we go into the radio, oh, that's not on a good channel. You see we got that really cool sort of vacuum chamber or vacuum tube, vacuum tube style radio thing. It's got the HD audio as well, and it does have Sirius XM satellite radio. All of your presets are listed down on the bottom here. It's actually, they're called favorites now, not presets, but you can see when we hit the little star there, it puts the preset in there, or favorite. We also have in here the where is it? Sounds of Nature still. So if you want to relax a little bit after your day at the track, you can put it on Sounds of Nature and listen to the same, I'm sure the same 5 Sounds of Nature that are in all the other Hyundai vehicles, 6 Sounds of Nature. Nothing's changed there, so those are all still the same as well. And then from here you can access the user manual really quickly as well, and of course the BlueLink menu with notifications as well. All right, now as far as the functions on the steering wheel, nothing's really changed over here, but Hyundai does a great job of keeping all of your media stuff on one side and all of your drive stuff on the other side. Now, of course, they did have the two buttons here for the N model, the drive mode on this side, the N mode on this side, but drive controls, including cruise control and lane follow assist, are all on the right-hand side, whereas all the media stuff is on the left-hand side with the exception of the drive mode button. Now, this little cluster of buttons on the right-hand side of the steering wheel includes one of my favorite functions on the Veloster N. You know, back in the day when you played video games, maybe I'm sure you still do, but back in the day we played video games like Need for Speed and I don't know, Gran Turismo, Forza, all that stuff. And there's always, it seems like there's always a boost button, right? You hit the boost button and for a little period of time, you get a bit of extra power to pass, you know, the cars that you've been following for the last 5 minutes, and you got to build that boost up, and you know you have to do cool functions and stuff like that while driving in order to get those get that boost. And every time you hit the boost button, you got those cool little sort of exhaust streams coming out of the back of the vehicle. Well, guess what? The Hyundai Veloster has that button in real life. It's called NGS or N-Grin Shift. So basically what this does is for 20 seconds, it'll overboost the turbo, giving you a little bit extra power for 20 seconds, and then you can't use it for a while after that. How cool is that? Like, Hyundai has really thought of this, giving you that little boost of excitement. Super cool. And if I can, I will try to use that somewhere on the road, maybe when jumping onto the freeway or something like that. As far as the other buttons go here, you do have the lane follow assist, which I mentioned earlier. So when the lane follow assist is on, you'll notice a little steering wheel comes up down here, and when it turns green, that means that the vehicle can actually steer within the lines by itself. Now, that's a combination of that and lane keep assist. So it uses the forward-facing camera system, which of course also includes autonomous emergency braking, pedestrian detection as well. So it uses that forward-facing camera system to kind of steer within the lines. Not an autonomous vehicle, it's not meant to take over, but it does help, especially if you're looking at the stereo or the console or something like that. All right, I don't know about you guys, but I've been dying to do this. Let's take this thing for a spin. All right, so we're at an intersection here. We're just about to merge onto the freeway. I've already gone ahead and put it into N mode, because why not? Oh, there we go. Woo! Damn, she quick, eh? So you can see we've got the G-force meter going on the right-hand side here. So that's pretty cool. So you'll see that move in a second here as we kind of take the corner around onto the freeway. And there's a car coming, so I'm going to give her. Let's put an overboost. Oh yeah, look at the overboost thing here. That's so cool. All right, well, I think it's safe to say this car is quick off the line and even at higher speeds as well. So we're gonna get it off the freeway here and take it through some corners. So we'll see you back there in just a couple minutes. All right, doing a bit of a hill climb now. I've got it in manual mode so that I can shift gears manually with the paddle shifters. Here we go. Wow. Wait for the pop. Check out the G-force meter there. All right, let's head back down the hill so we can hear a bit of exhaust pop. Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. The 2022 Hyundai Veloster N. Good grief, that is the most fun you can have in a Hyundai product right now. 270 horsepower, or is it 275? Sorry, 275 horsepower, 260 foot-pounds of torque, rev matching, 8-speed, dual clutch, wet dual clutch transmission, or of course a 6-speed manual if you opt for the manual transmission, which is also a lot of fun as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I know I enjoyed making it, but don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the bell notification as well for future videos. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.